Hey there, it's Jo Finstrom again, and today I'm here with Deborah Bryant, a friend and colleague, and we're here to discuss really Deborah's work experience, some really interesting things that I would like to share today. Deborah actually came from an international business background, then spent quite a few years in a competing home business. And I would really like to talk to you a little bit about, I know you had some ups and downs with that other company, and I'm so glad that you decided to join our green business opportunity. But I know you were with the other company for some time, and yet you didn't feel properly compensated. So I'd really like to ask you about that.
Thank you, Lisa Jo. It is such a pleasure to, number one, be able to balance and share this information because people who have experienced this basically can help others. And that's what we do. I was with a previous company for 9 years and felt like I was very passionate. I enjoyed it. I had fun, and that was key. Was compensated through jewelry and trips and cars and a lot of things that monetarily I paid full price on the taxes at the end of the year.
Oh,
Yes,
I bet you people don't consider that.
they
Really?
don't. They don't. That was one of the things that with the write-offs and everything at the end of the year. Plus, I had an inventory that I was carrying, which I don't now. And basically, I was warehousing products for
Oh, goodness.
another company. And also, when I would help people move forward in the business, then they would break away. It's called a breakaway, and their volume would move away from my volume. So consistently keeping up with my numbers at the end of the month, and I was very very happy, very extremely lucky to have to be working with some wonderful people. But the success rate, I was working very hard and spending more time and being compensated at the end of the day less than I really should have.
Another question I'd like to ask you along the same lines is once you decided to transition to our green business opportunity, how long did it take you really to surpass what you had been making in the other business?
The business models are different. And with the other business model, it was in order to get a commission check, I needed to spend at least or purchase enough inventory. And I would have to spend $1,500 to $2,000 every month in order to collect on a bonus and a residual or a bonus from the people that I had brought into the business, with plus the inventory and everything. And it took me about 6 months. It was December, I remember.
6 months.
It
But
yes.
Deborah, let me see if I understand this. How long were you with the other company?
I was with the other company for 9 years, Lisa Jo.
9 years, and in 6 months you were able to get up to that income and surpass it.
I was.
That's tremendous.
I was.
And without the burden of inventory.
Correct.
That's really, really tremendous.
And having not having the burden of asking. I never asked anyone who was working with me to purchase any products. If they had something on their books and they had a clear view of how to sell through the products, of course I would encourage them to purchase certain specials. But there is a different business model. I love it.
So
Yes.
I think it's safe to say that a red flag for people when they're looking at different business opportunities is to be very, very cautious whenever you're asked to carry inventory. Would you say that that's a safe thing
Yes,
to say?
it is. Now, statistics show, of course, if you're going to have inventory, you're going to sell more because if it's an emotional, people are going to buy it, they want it now. But be very, very careful if when you're looking at a business model that does require you to, or encourages you to have
I would say
inventory.
for me personally, I wouldn't want to be bothered with it. I have I just don't want it in my living room. I don't want it in my closets. I'm not that organized a person. I can't imagine dealing with inventory. Now, the other question that I would like to ask you, because we've known each other now for some time, and I know that you have a wide variety of interests. You're very active in your community, very, very hands-on and involved with your family. So I know that you've made a commitment to work very hard and very consistently in this new business, but part-time. And I really respect
Yes.
that. But the interesting thing is that working part-time, you have basically been able to at least match and perhaps even surpass what, let's say, a school teacher would make, depending on which district we're in, of course. Some of them are better paid than others. But that's a full-time professional job, and you're able to accomplish that working part-time. And I wish that you would address that a little bit.
I would be happy to, Lisa Jo. Again, consistency, like Lisa Jo mentioned, is the key. If you're consistent, regardless of what you're doing or what you choose to do, then you will experience success. I work about 15 to 20 hours a week consistently. Sometimes it's 40, sometimes it's 5. So it allows me to travel with my family, to do the philanthropic work in my community, and to just have fun traveling personally as well. So it has allowed me. Last year I made over 40,000, and
That's
just
tremendous.
working part-time.
That's tremendous, because I think the area of the country that we're in right now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that a new teacher would start at about 35, and that's working full-time with just a tremendous amount of stress on them.
Yes.
Well, what I'd like to do is conclude really by congratulating you, because it seems to me that you've been able to achieve this elusive balance between your professional and your personal life, and it's very inspirational, and I'm sure it'll be very interesting and helpful to our viewers. So thank you very much, Deborah.
You're very welcome. Thank you for asking me, Lisa
No
Jo.
problem.